So who dropped? Or did maybe nobody dropped?
I don't know. Let's go ahead and get into the game right now.
Okay. The game is up. We're going to do it. Rock and roll. I'm going to alt-tab and check Reddit for creepy Andre Santa Claus.
You
should be there by now.
How dare you. All right, in the top left-hand position, we do have Sleep as our blue Zerg. Bottom right-hand position, we have Vines as our red Protoss. As we were talking about, okay, like, I'll go into a little bit of the strategy of this map, especially for the end game, because a lot of players, you know, at the Platinum level, even low Masters level, Diamond level, they lack an overall plan. So what do you actually do once you get your huge, big army? A lot of times at that level, it's, okay, I'm going to get 3 Colossus and go attack. But what do you attack? Do you just attack in and be like, okay, let's go into the middle of the map? No, of course not. So the plan that I was talking about is you take your 3 bases, and that's really important to actually, or excuse me, you take your 3 bases at this Protoss. That's really important to make sure you can get all the essentials. You have the gas to be able to get Colossus, Stalkers, Zealots, Sentries, etc. And then with that army, you only do a single push direction. So you attack here, this 4th base, and you attack here, this 4th base. And what you're basically able to do is every single time you attack, you can actually drop back knowing that you will be able to play the long game. Because it's always 3 base against 3 base. You're always doing efficient trades rather than going into this pretty much death hole, which is just a huge blank void. And that's where Zergs are able to really take advantage of a lot of Protoss armies.
The death hole?
Death hole.
Okay. 14 pool from Sleep. It looks like he's trying to get that hatch down around 16. Oh, and he will get that hatch down right on 16. So
you don't think it's a death hole?
Death hole is not the word that I would use.
What would you call it?
Middle of the map. I would call it the
This is the middle of the map?
Yep.
Are you saying this is the middle of the map? This is actually the middle of the map, Ben.
I mean, that's like the exact center, but I would call that, you know, part of the middle region.
I would say Death Valley. How about that?
It's not a valley.
It's the valley, but whatever. It's like a death desert.
It's Ohana, man. It's not a desert. It's a big beach.
It's an island.
Yeah, it's an island.
Belshire Beach is a beach, Ben.
Not Belshire Beach winter.
Belshire Beach winter is not a beach?
Can't have a beach in the winter, man.
Ben, do you listen to yourself when you talk?
Yep. That's what this earpiece is for.
Touche.
So I can hear myself?
Touche. That's a Family Guy reference anyway. I wasn't actually being that mean. Let's go ahead and talk about what these two players are doing.
Let's talk about what these two guys are up to. We see gas is going down right now for Vines. Andre, what does this gas timing tell you?
Standard. Normally you get 2 gases. Are you trolling me with this?
No, man.
You certainly are trolling me because this is the most standard gas timing in the world.
I wanted to hear you say it.
Okay. This is the most standard gas timing in the world. Because it enables you to obviously get your forge upgrades if you want to. Cybernetics core, it obviously leads towards robotics facility, Stargate, any of the choices after this, but it's really important to actually get your gas going.
And is he oversaturated in his main or what? I guess not.
Don't think so.
Okay, he's exactly perfectly. Is that you missed one probe?
Nope.
Oh, he's undersaturated.
Yeah.
It's because
How
he's building
dare
a
you say I missed a probe?
I should know better than to question somebody as high level as Vines. Now this is not completely standard, Andre. That's a very fast 3rd and 4th gas.
Yes, it is. Normally when we see this, it is some sort of Robotech. You can't really materialize this gas so early, but I do like what we're seeing. Actually, he's not mining from all of them. So a lot of times when you do start mining from both of these really, really fast, it means you're going robotics facility for sure, just because it's hard to get Stargate. You actually need a lot of minerals to get the Void Race and stuff like that.
Goes down.
Wow, what's going on with my life? Where's that Stargate?
Hiding in the back there. Now, Stargate play is something that Korean Protoss players seem to really be sticking to for whatever reason. I feel like, I mean, I tweeted today when I finished playing ladder that when I play against Stargate, I feel like I always win. When I play against Robo, I feel like I always lose. And then Stefano tweeted me and called me fat and told me to make roaches.
Pretty mannered, bro.
So be you.
And a Phoenix coming out of here.
Okay, I do like this. I think Phoenix openings are much stronger than Void Ray
Really?
openings. What a great Overlord Scout!
Why do you think that?
Because the Void Ray is just so expensive, Andre. It is a massive investment. It delays so much any sort of ground army or any kind of tech. And the Phoenix, it's going to be relevant for as long as you keep it alive. I mean, you can always scout, you can always harass, you can lift up things that are in awkward spots, you can clear Overlords off the map. Granted, you can do all of that with a Void Ray, but a Void Ray costs almost twice as much, man. It is a very hefty investment.
But don't you think the Phoenix like does 0 damage in this beginning stage? Well, not 0, but
no,
it does
absolutely
very
not.
minimal
It's already
damage.
forced 3 Spore Crawlers. It's going to kill more Overlords. It will lift up and kill a couple of drones. These Phoenixes will, in my opinion, they'll pay for themselves. This one Phoenix.
Very interesting. Definitely so now. I don't know what to think about this. I actually have to talk to Rotterdam about this build because I'm really confused why you get the quick 4 gas. I think he's actually so susceptible to a couple of all-ins in this position.
Of course, that's the big weakness of Stargate play in general. Is you're giving up your ground army. But I guess the hope here is that Vines is able to use this map control, use this vision to properly prepare and just be able to really receive whatever sleep throws his way.
And a lot of people actually have done that before in the past. The thought process is you give up this 5-10% efficiency in your build to just play super efficient from here on out. And this Phoenix will do exactly that as long as he scouts.
Yeah, Phoenix is actually not doing anything at all. And Vines is looking quite sloppy, in fact, losing a Stalker. Looks like he just wants to make a big gateway push. So I have actually no idea what his original intention was. Ling's going to do the old drive-by and see exactly what's happening here. And that's just going to queue up a lot of roaches. Sleep's got a scary time here because the army...
He's supply capped. He's absolutely supply capped. This is the weirdest build ever. And it's going to work so well because
Stargate fake.
Yeah, Sleep isn't prepared for this. He wasn't expecting any sort of ground pressure right now. And
it could have just been as simple as Vines got scouted and then he changed gears. He said, "All right, well, in this case,
very true."
10 roaches will pop out eventually, but by that time the third base has already been killed, and Vines is going to be very happy with that exchange.
Now, the only way to actually punish the Protoss at this point is to actually kill all of these units. The fact that he is not able to get his roaches out in time to actually punish the Sentries and Zealots means Protoss has a pretty sizable advantage in this period in time.
Yes, sir. Zerglings are not going to be able to trade with these Sentries and Zealots. And these roaches, even if the force fields are good, those roaches would even be in a little bit of trouble. But Vines looks like he does want to get back across the map to the safety of home. Oh, it might be tough. No, actually, Sleep is not going to chase.
Do you know Guardian Shield isn't affected by, or excuse me, Roach acids aren't affected by Guardian Shield?
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I saw it on a Reddit thread before, but
it doesn't sound correct.
I want to test that now. I'm pretty sure though that they're not affected by it.
Do you know that if ranged units are in melee range and they attack with their melee attack, that is not affected by Guardian Shield?
Maybe it's that then. Because I know the PDD works the same way like that. If you're like directly under the PDD, then the PDD won't actually.
I think it's really funny that Hydras have a melee attack.
Not bad, bro.
The Hydra headbutt.
Anyway, Vine.
Oh, there's the Phoenix finally paying for itself.
Plays,
I told you it would happen.
Big plays.
Lifts up a roach.
And look at this. The Phoenix is actually just going to hover over this area. This is so valuable, actually.
I love that.
Because
I love that.
Now he has like the exact whereabouts of the Zerg army, and he can actually position his army perfectly. This is what we were talking about. You know, you have that little tiny, decline in efficiency, but you're able to play so efficient directly after that
Man, that
it
Phoenix
pays off for
pilot
itself.
feels like an all-star right now. He just killed 2 roaches. Oh, a little bit of a Zergling run by. This is a really big problem as Vines, he's going to be forced to warp in Zealots in his main base. Lings will just turn around and make their way down to the natural, and at the same time, Sleep looks like he wants to be aggressive at the third base. This could be a Nexus snipe.
It most certainly will. The units are so far out of position. As you can see, the Zerglings have been running around, running amok, really, depowering 3 of those gateways.
Now, this Nexus is going to get sniped, but this army is committed, Andre.
Yeah.
I don't think that the army, like the Nexus is worth less than that army.
Yeah, most definitely.
So Sleep overextending here, and this is going to be a pretty painful loss. He's going to try and micro it and be as cost effective as possible, but it's very, very difficult to ooh, unless he kills a lot of sentries. Just pick off 1 or 2, but
and
still,
from here,
not a good trade.
Exactly. It's going to be an instant counterattack. But, oh, maybe not.
Oh, the
Mutas
Muta switch, beautiful.
Completely missed this.
That Spire went down a long time ago, and this is something that Sleep loves to do in ZVP, and I love it right now. I don't think we have Blink, do we?
I think, let me check. Yes, we do have Blink.
We do have Blink. All right, so there is at least Vines has that working for him, but he's taking some heavy damage up there in the main base, and oh, it's just going to be a big counter like you talked about. And these spine crawlers aren't quite ready, Andre.
Oh my goodness, he's not going to be able to get up there though, and just trading the third base for basically the main and the third base. Zerg is in a really good position.
Natural, where are the Mutas?
The Mutas are over here.
Okay, they're kind of coming back.
Oh wow, there's a ton of Mutas by the way. Let's look at the units tab really quickly. 18 Mutas on the field. That's looking very good for the Zerg player over here, but isn't going to be enough. It's going to soon come to just army against army.
Oh, great exchange here in the third base as Ryung says hi. Hello, Ryung. Third will be picked off once again. Sleep showing us some really cool ZVP. It's actually Vines who's in trouble. He does have the supply lead, and he's going to make... Oh, this is a really nice angle. He's going to come through these rocks, and I'm not sure that Sleep's completely aware of it. Now he goes to reposition some spine crawlers, but will it be too late?
But, you know, Ben, he only has 1 immortal. That's not really that much. And with all those spine crawlers up there, it's very difficult to actually engage on top of that.
That is very true. One of the big weaknesses of immortal-based armies is they just don't deal with spines that well, Andre. You really need Colossi because they have the extra range.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
As crazy as it sounds. Sleep is more or less trapping this army of Vines here. He's got a huge Ling count, and he's just going to crash into the army.
Where are the force yields, Ben? They didn't go up at all. That makes the Zerglings so much more powerful, and the Stalkers are actually going to fire on them. And that means the Mutas are just going to rain hell over this army. You can see the Muta count is still so high, and they're going to just crash against the Protoss army. What can Vines actually do in this position? He has nothing to cope with this. 2 Archons on the way out, but that's too little, too late.
Muta count is just too damn high, Andre. They're going to make their way over into the main base. Roach is going to work down towards the third. There's nothing at the third, though, so Sleep is going to be very pleased with that. He's retaking his third. I wouldn't be surprised to see him droning right now. What does the production tab show us?
It is
just
nothing.
A hatchery.
But these Mutas are going to a town, man.
No.
Not too.
Magic box those Archons, so he is just going to fly away.
Meantime, Roach is coming. Oh my God, no. Oh! It finished.
Well, still, it's going to have to be rebuilt. There are no Templar out on the map. And these Roaches are just going to position themselves in a very cute spot down here at the bottom of the natural expand. They'll kill a handful of Roaches before.
There's a little dance going in the right-hand side, but while all this is happening, of course, as you can see on the minimap, 4th base is being taken by the Zerg. 3rd base is already being established. Now the 3rd of the Protoss is under attack here. What can Vines do? I mean, he has so much minerals and gas. Wow.
There's very little that he can do. We also saw on the production tab 16 drones just finishing up for Sleep, so his economy is now fantastic. Again, forcing a cancel at the 3rd base. Muta's still being annoying. Roaches were finally cleaned up in the back of the net.
Ooh. Income tab 70 to 48. So as things start to stabilize for both these, well, maybe just for Sleep, he is working a monstrous...
That is oversaturation?
Yes. By 18 drones. Well, actually 12.
48 drones on minerals is too many.
Yes. Definitely so. 12 because, of course, he just allocated 6 towards the gases, but still, as you said, a little bit oversaturated. Still, Sleep is looking like he has just about 3 base economy with that extra 2 gas, which is, as you said last time, so helpful. Having that 7th and 8th gas really allows Zerg to actually use... Oh, he didn't mean to do that. But it allows Zerg to actually use their hive tech.
Vines is finally nearing a point of stability, but it looks like his 3rd might be sniped once more. Where's the storm? No storm goes down. But the Mutas are chased off, and the 3rd is preserved. That's very important. More Roaches and Lings posturing up in the middle of the map now.
And what Vines is actually looking for, as you can see with the supply count, he's looking for like a super cost-efficient engagement. That's all he needs. and then he can actually like settle down. Let's look at the units lost tab. They're really, really similar. The fact is, Zerg has had a very nice economic advantage. So if he can get a huge army win, like this, so close. But if he can get like a really cost-efficient trade, then obviously he'll be so
ramps
good.
are so dangerous, but I guess there's no sentries in that army.
Nope.
There's the first one.
I got it! Don't worry,
That kid got picked last for dodgeball.
He most certainly did.
Muta's going to make their way back towards the natural. No army is here. Another pylon going to get sniped off. Sleep is being so good at staying active with these Mutalisks. Although he's nearing the point in the game where it's almost useless supply, and we can see him starting to transition into infestors. Has he started his hive yet, Andre?
He has not.
Okay, so that's something we need to get going soon as well.
Yeah, normally when you have an advantage like this, a huge economic advantage, you want to exercise your hive tech as much as possible. So it's really weird that we're actually staying on lair tech. Do you think this is just a mistake from Sleep?
Yes, and I even hesitate to call it a mistake. This is just him being so occupied with everything else that he's doing that he's overlooked it or delayed. Just have to be so careful. That is a scary place. This army that Vines has definitely reached a very dangerous critical mass. That's a huge blink. Although not that much stuff's going to die. In fact, I think that might have been a bad trade for the Protoss player. But the Mutas, seeing that army out of position, will sweep right up into the main base, immediately going for the Cyber Core. Is Vines going to turn around? I don't think he is, Andre. He's going to just go for it.
Yeah, I think he's kind of in a position where...
Still, though, does he have an answer to the Spines?
That's really tough.
Spines versus Vines.
Yeah, Spines versus Vines, plus Fungals. Don't forget about that. Fungals are so powerful against this army. When you have no Colossus, you can't range anything out. It's going to force the engagement right here. GG gets called out from Vines. Sleep will take his second game.
No, third. Second
game.
game. And move on to his third. No.
Is it third? Huangson, Hart.
Third.
Oh my god. Third game?
Yeah, Sleep is balling out of control right now. And we know his next opponent is going to be Stardust, whoever the hell that is. Presumably a Korean.
Yep.
So guys, we're going to take a very short break, and when we get back, Stardust versus Sleep. We'll find out all the information that we can about him while the commercial's running.